How's it going?
Yeah, good yourself.
Can't complain.
Lekker man.
First of all, thank you so much for making the time for a video interview. It's been quite some time in the making because I think I've reached out to Neil, I don't know, like a month ago already. I said, well, listen, yeah, you know Steven Kitshoff. How do you think you can hook me up with an interview so I can at least have a chat with him before the World Cup? Because I think it'll make a really cool video. Do you want to take a minute and just introduce yourself?
Yeah, Steven Kitshoff. I come from Suid-Afrikaner. Grew up in Stellenbosch, and yeah, played a bit of rugby. Was at the Stormers. Played a bit of Springboks, and joining Ulster in 2024.
That is the club in Ireland, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's backtrack a bit, because you went to go and play for Bordeaux, didn't you? About in 2020? No, sorry. When was that?
2015, 2016. Yeah, I was there for 18 months. No, it's pretty awesome. Stayed there in Bordeaux, in the town. Awesome club, top 14 wise, and yeah, it was just an amazing experience. Myself and the missus. First time overseas together, or not together, but like playing and working overseas. So yeah, that was an awesome experience as well.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I've done a bit of research, and I read about the reason you went over, and then while you were there, you already sort of made the squad, and you had to come back. I also know that you flew from France to Dubai, and then you also proposed.
Yeah,
and I suppose you want to delve into that a bit.
Yeah, it was in between the two, like rugby. Like I made my Springbok debut in 2016 against Ireland, and then we had like a bit of a break between the incoming series and the rugby championship. And in that first time with the Boks, I felt I wanted to get engaged, and I bought the ring, and I had it for about 2 or 3 months, and then we had a bit of a break in the top 14, and then yeah, I just saw opportunity. My missus wanted to go to Dubai, and I said, like, yeah, if there's any opportunity, this is it. So went on like a bit of a safari, desert safari, rode camels, and saw all the like the Sahara, or what do you call it, like the desert up close. And then yeah, there was a perfect opportunity, and yeah, we got engaged.
That's amazing. I know, because when I watched that video, there was, I think she mentioned something about you guys had 2 consecutive winters, and I remember when because we're from Somerset West Strand area. I don't know if you remember, many years ago, you and another mate of yours, you were at the Remax Sport in Somerset West for the opening or something. I was the photographer that day.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've actually still got a photo with standing next to you. I was going to pull it up for the video, but I just can't find it. It's somewhere lost in my 1,000 photos on Apple. And I used to work for Neil's father as a photographer as well. But that's
okay, awesome.
That's different topic. But I remember when we flew to the UK for work. We left in September 2015. And we basically just hit the end of summer. Because we flew at the end of September. We had a little bit of sunshine, and then suddenly everything just turned cold. It was the longest winter of my life. So I can understand why you picked the warmest place on the planet to go and spend some time. Steven, now everyone knows you as a rugby player. And it's if you Google Steven Kitshoff, you'll find endless articles about it. And but how many people really know that you're also a philanthropist? Do you want to maybe tell us a bit of that, a bit of your projects that you've worked on, the young people that you've helped?
Yeah, it's I've been involved in a couple of side projects, but probably. The latest one is myself and Malky is doing a project called Bomb Squad Beer. So we the whole thing around it is building a brand like for instance, Red Bull, and we're building a beer brand. But on the flip side is try and almost give back a bit on the back end and put out a awesome product and make some money with that, and then putting that money towards development and a bit of giving back, especially youth-wise. One of my big passions is mentoring, coaching as well. So for me, it's awesome, like helping young players and young rugby players develop, especially like at the clubs I'm based at, like say for instance the Stormers, almost giving a bit back and spending time and coaching with them. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm like a proper philanthropist, but I'm trying to get stuff done outside of rugby, because yeah, you don't want to be remembered as just Steven Kitshoff, the rugby player. You want to be known for many more things and actually living a full life. So for me, it's trying to keep my mind busy and not get boggled up in rugby only, because it's a trap you fall into quickly, and it's difficult to get out of it. So for me, it's trying to keep me busy, try and keep my mind active, and just trying to get projects that I'm passionate about and love doing outside of the sport.
With the move to Ireland, have you first of all, why Ireland? Because that's I think it's probably as that is as cold as you can go for rugby. I mean, further north than that, and you'll be playing ice hockey.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's awesome. Like I've got an opportunity from Ulster, playing a bit of playing rugby and still being part of the Oorsee, which is important. So for me, it was all about being in eyesight of the Boks selectors, playing rugby against South Africans, always trying to be in the mix for international seasons. So for me, it was the money was good. It's a new opportunity for me and my missus. She really wanted to go already when it was after the 2019 World Cup, and I chose loyalty over money. So for me, it was trying to stay for another 4 years with the Stormers, try and lead the team to a trophy. And then from there, it was I'm 31 and trying to just cash out as much as I can for a little bit, and also still enjoy my rugby and play competitive rugby. So for Ireland it was a tough one, but it was financially, it made sense, and also staying in eyesight of Springbok selectors, which is more important.
Yeah, because when the next World Cup comes, I mean, you're still going to be in your 30s. You still want to have an opportunity to actually make the squad. The thing that interests me is the person, and the fact that you didn't like most players hung around home, played for one club after the other. You actually went and you fought outside of the box, and you decided, right, let's see what things are like in Europe. And then you came back, and then you were like, all right, let's see how things are like in Ireland. And so I reckon as a South African, that this will be your second time out of the country, besides for the odd visit overseas. You haven't been anywhere else.
No, I've been a Stormers man, and I've been Bordeaux for 18 months, as we said earlier. And yeah, this is going to be my second working trip overseas. I spent a lot of time in different countries with rugby and international rugby, but it's always like short stints. It's maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but it's going to be a proper move for 3 years.
And how do you think Ireland will benefit you in terms of your skill? What is it that you're hoping to take back home after your tour there?
Yeah, it's I think probably they're number one rugby country in the world at the moment. So they've done something right over the last, say, 3 or 4 years rugby wise to actually earn that position. So for me, it's also like going there with an open mind, not trying to be stuck in my ways in what I've learned from the Stormers or for instance with the Boks, and actually going there trying to develop my game. I'll be 31 when I arrive there, so for me it's important to stay active and stay in a learning curve, which is positive, to try and actually, as you said, make the next World Cup where I will be 35, for instance. So for me, it's a 3-year period what I'm going to spend in Ireland. There's going to be opportunity to learn. It's going to be completely new structures than what I'm used to. So for me, it's going with an open mind, seeing what I can can take from them, learning from rugby skill, and then what I can actually bring from my side, a bit of physicality and maybe that bruteness that the South Africans have inside us. But it's a nice opportunity. I think for the long run, it's probably going to open my perspective a bit, experience something new. I remember when I went to Bordeaux for the first time, I was playing for the Stormers for 5 years, so straight out of school, Stormers, never actually left the Western Cape, never moved away from my parents, was always quite home-based. And then when I moved for 18 months, it completely opened my perspective on life. It was experiencing new things, going out of your comfort zone, pushing yourself a little bit. And it actually improved my rugby so much. So for me, it's another opportunity like that, but it's in a later stage of life. It's looking after yourself, going to a different country, making sure you've got control in your personal stuff. And I always see it as an adventure. So it's a journey that you walk, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, it's you're probably getting sick of just speaking rugby 24/7 of your life. This is another topic that you can focus on. I mean, you're gonna be an expat for that time. And I spoke to my wife about this 2 days ago. I said, well, there's one thing about when we were in South Africa, you had this point of view, but you didn't really realize at the time the point of view was stuck in a box. So, and you as a South African, you always know better because things are tough. You're in Africa, and you think you've seen it all, and then you go out into the world, the big world, and you're in the UK or you're in France or wherever you're busy working. And then you look sort of back and you realize, oh wow, yes, things were tough, but I didn't know it all. I didn't experience it all. I wasn't as wise as I thought I was until I left the country.
No, it is like that. It's those things you remember. So when I was in Bordeaux for that 18 months, you do miss home, but you realize there's other problems. So Africa's got a set of problems which we all understand and know of, but as is France. And for me, my biggest thing was language barrier. At home, I was so comfortable speaking Afrikaans, English. I could get around and I can do whatever I want. It was easy, but then there was the crime and there was the, as you said, the racial issues. But then when I went to Bordeaux, there was other racial issues, and there was the language barrier, and I couldn't get around, and I couldn't speak to people. So I had to get through those issues before I started really enjoying it. And then at that stage, 18 months went like this, and I realized, okay, but I'm flying back to South Africa now. I'm enjoying the Stormers again. So, and then that first 6 months, I started missing France again. I was like, it was tough. It's tough in the way I couldn't communicate with anyone. I struggled to get around. But then you adapt and you learn, and that's probably the beautiful thing about also going out of your comfort zone and experiencing new places is. It is tough in the beginning, but you find a solution, you grow as a person, and then as you start managing, you go to the next one, and then you just grow like that. But everyone's got their issues. So Africa's got the issues, but so Africa will always be my home, and I'll always remember the days my brother and myself playing touch rugby on the beaches, and the warm summer evenings, and the fries and the brandies and the good times. But also I made awesome memories overseas as well, which I'll take for me the rest of my life.
Yeah, I've missed when we moved from the UK to Australia. I missed the UK dearly, and I still do. There was things about the UK that's just for me it's better than anywhere in the world. But then again, I'm in Australia. It's I can just drive 15 minutes, and I promise you, it's the most beautiful piece of landscape you've ever seen. It's absolutely amazing. And you've been here. I mean, you've probably traveled Australia a bit as well. I'm in Melbourne. They don't know what rugby is down here. It's all footy and AFL. Whenever I try to speak rugby to anyone, they're just like, "Oh, God, come on, just shut up." And yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe I should just move to Queensland where the rugby is still
Rugby.
thriving. Steven Kitshoff, thank you so much for making the time for an interview. I know you're very busy, and I can see you're in your training gear. So you and that sweat on your foot, is that nerves or was it?
A bit of sweat, yeah. Literally just finished our morning session, so got a bit of afternoon off, and then starting at 3 o'clock again.
All right. Well, oh wow. So that's a proper workout lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the World Cup.
All right. Thank you very much. Cheers, Steven.
Bye bye. Chat weer. Bye.